The Simpsons predict renewable energy boom? Prepare for shocking revelations. Social media users believe that The Simpsons has once again predicted a major news story. Over the years, fans of The Simpsons have eagerly pointed out predictions of historical events, like Donald Trump's rise to power and the spread of Ebola. The Simpsons touch on many political issues, and in its almost 30-year-long history, it has shed a comedic light on subjects ranging from immigration to vegetarianism and the rising popularity of donuts. But for us, the show's explorations of environmental issues are the most insightful predictions of all. So, what environmental issues have stood out in episodes over the past 3 decades? In recent years, the cartoon series has become known for its uncanny ability to guess what will happen in the future. Amid our current cost of living crisis, some fans have theorized that the soaring bills were also shown on an old episode of The Simpsons. In the 2013 episode, A Test Before Trying, Mr. Burns announces that energy bills are set to rise. To decide, distinguished economists have placed plausible rate hike percentages on their back.
And there you have it, folks. Rates will rise a healthy 17%.
Blinky has become an iconic figure in Simpsons history, and it came about very early on in the show's series. The episode is called 2 Cars in Every Garage and 3 Eyes on Every Fish, and begins with Bart catching the mutated 3-eyed fish while fishing near the nuclear power plant. This discovery leads to the plant failing a safety inspection, which inspires Mr. Burns to run for office so that the plant isn't shut down, one of Mr. Burns' many power struggles throughout the series. The episode follows Mr. Burns' campaign, ending with him having dinner at the Simpsons household to connect with the middle-class man. So what delight does Marge dish up for this coveted media-frenzied dinner? A 3-eyed fish, of course. The episode aims to highlight a number of different things, as they always do. But from an environmental perspective, the most notable issue is the predicted effect of pollution on wildlife, echoing many political issues happening at the time of its broadcast back in the 1990s. Since these early episodes, The Simpsons have highlighted several wildlife-related concerns, such as beached whales, decreasing ocean marine life, decreasing bee populations, and bird migration.
So far, it's going great! Yay!
Another political and environmental theme that The Simpsons writers have been poking fun at since the early 90s is renewable energy, and energy in general, as the nuclear power plant is a key location in the series. This is most notable in episodes such as The Last Temptation of Homer, 1993, which includes a brief but humorous gag on solar power. In the scene, Hans Moleman runs a solar energy stand at an energy convention. In the scene, a nasty-looking corporation takes Hans down and rebrands his booth to favor fossil fuels, use us, and nobody gets hurt. The gag is not only clever, but it's also a jib at the mindset towards fossil fuels and renewables during this time, a mindset which, over 25 years later, the world is still trying to overcome at a prehistoric pace. When it comes to nasty-looking corporations, however, no one is more representative of this than Mr. Burns, the infamous owner of the nuclear power plant, the main electricity provider to Springfield. Mr. Burns' greed and control comes to a head in one of the most popular sets of episodes, Who Shot Mr. Burns, 1995, where he creates a device that blocks out the sun, forcing residents to use his power. About solar power, we can't mention Citizen Solar and his sidekick Windlad. These low-key Simpson superheroes feature as a co-star of Radioactive Man, who is the star of The Simpsons' most famous comic book series. Unfortunately for Citizen Solar and Windlad, their powers are ineffective on cloudy and wind-free days. a tongue-in-cheek faux pas regarding how renewable technologies work. The Simpsons recently created a special 40th anniversary episode called The Squirt and the Whale 2010, coinciding with Earth Day. The episode centers on the family going off-grid and using a wind turbine to lower their high energy bills. What would Mr. Burns say about that? Of course, it wouldn't be The Simpsons if there wasn't some poking made, especially due to Homer's exceptional level of intelligence and potentially at the writer's knowledge of these solutions. Regardless of this, it's relatable, funny, and puts an important issue in the spotlight. Here's hoping The Simpsons' next renewable venture is to install an air source heat pump. In many ways, it's almost unnecessary for an animated series to remind us of global issues that seem obvious. But the truth is that climate change is unavoidable at this point, and unless we listen to doomsday speeches with our full attention, we're fated to leave a mess behind for future generations. The Simpsons writers know this, and like anyone who cares, they're trying to comment on real-world issues that affect the rest of us. This brings to mind the series' focus on renewable energy. It's unnecessary to list every episode that touches on the topic, but suffice it to say that one particular episode stands out. In The Last Temptation of Homer, there's a storyline revolving around solar energy. During an energy convention, one of the series' characters presents a solar energy stand. This is quickly reversed, however, as a shady corporation takes the character down and rebrands its stand, favoring the use of fossil fuels. In this respect, the series finds clever and genuinely honest ways to mock an aggravating situation. Capitalist interest and the system in which the world is set up to function directly truncates attempts to inspire the use of renewable energy. No character in The Simpsons' arsenal more clearly embodies ruthless, unforgiving capitalism than Mr. Burns, the owner of Springfield Nuclear Power Plant, which supplies electricity to Springfield. He has long contributed to wildlife damage and wanton pollution and has come to represent the greedy capitalist who prioritizes self-interest at the expense of environmental welfare. If all of this sounds too obvious,
I don't even know anymore.
Then allow me to focus on the series' main character, Homer Simpson. Homer, the quintessential American patriarch, is lazy, yet unrealistically dynamic, a cynic with a big heart. A man who creates chaos and endangers his family at every turn, and who, by sheer resilience, finds the means to sort out his every mess. He is both a perpetrator and a savior. He is American exceptionalism, a patriot as long as he's profiting, particularly financially. And in many other ways, he's an average man who, like many of us, lets ignorance get in the way of his best intentions. The Simpsons are not here to preach to us about the perils of climate change. They're here to portray a terrifying reality. What happens when good people with good intentions look the other way and ignore the bigger picture? Climate change, deforestation, wildlife endangerment, fossil fuels, and many more issues still remain. They are the big picture. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed today's video, then make sure to leave us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel to keep up with the most exciting content. Thanks for watching. See you again soon in another video.